My apologies for the late start. This was a wake-up late morning, and I was faced with a choice. I could not eat breakfast, or I could eat breakfast. And as much as I like to get as much work as I can done, wow. I decided to eat breakfast. We also had a bit of a disaster this morning. Well, I'm sorry, let me walk that back. What could have been a disaster, but actually wasn't. Some of you may or may not be aware of this. But there was an update with Twitch, which affects OBS. And there was an update saying, hey, you need to update OBS, or else. Now, thankfully, it's not actually an issue. We are currently streaming on the new OBS right now. Everything's saved. I did all my due diligence. I've actually switched OBSs before, so that wasn't a huge issue. But I did have to deal with that this morning. That was a little heart attack I needed in my mornings. Like, all right, time to wake up. Hey, by the way, you might need to update your OBS, or else you'll no longer be able to stream. Oh, God. Okay. I can do that. Oh, my goodness. I think I've mentioned this before, Von Falkenstein. I do the patterned eating thing. So I eat at the same times. Even if I only eat a little bit. Just a small little something. I usually eat a decent breakfast, though, because mornings is also when I do my exercise. And thank you, G-Juice. As always. I'll put that towards Far Cry 6. And thank you, Loner. Hang on. 6652. Thank you, Loner. I'll put that down towards StarCraft 1. Or StarCraft Block. I don't know. We'll figure that out at some point. How was I? Right! We were about to do Ifrit. So, what I've always intended is to kind of hop around a little bit on classes. I sort of didn't last week because I was sick and stupid. Not necessarily related. So, we've shown off Paladin a little bit, such as it is. Today we're going to start with the melee classes. We're not going to do Samurai yet, but I believe we're ready to do Dragoon? Yes, we'll do Dragoon. We'll start with Dragoon. So this actually is my final transmog for Dragoon. I think I've shown it off before, but I really like this outfit. Especially the Naginata, or Naginta, or however you're actually supposed to pronounce that. I love this thing. Can't even get a really good shot of it. Ah! And then it moves. Listen, other me. Just because you got hair doesn't mean you can just move the weapon on me. Whatever, you get the idea. It's a very cool weapon, I love it. But, when last we left the party, we had just transferred to the Eastern Thanalan in order to try and look into the Amal'jaa, who have been causing issues as of late. That is interesting. All the side quests go away in New Game Plus mode. Fascinating. Worth noting. Alright. Hello, Hazardous. Uh-oh. There's a bunch of ripe corpses here. Being stalked by Amal'jaas, who are very dead. Could have jumped on them. Well, time to loot them. By the way, something about this always amuses me. The icon for the corpse is actually a flower. You can see it over there. Anyways. And of course there's no music because it's nighttime. So let's see, who's here this morning? Hi Camper, hi Loner, Von Falkenstein, FM Aylward. Oh, I need to get the bot going. Here we go, bot's up. For the movement. There we go. Hi Narset. and USN Corp, and Pretzel, and G-Juice, and Gigapudding, and Umbral Magnus, and Valvidrix, and Jordan with no 3 letters in front of their name, Blade Torval, Walker, Magister, Hazardous, Rax, Jesse Ward, Little Billy, Fife, Monobrent, who's probably getting either the Katake or Kaume roll, one of the two. What is up, everyone? It's good to see you returned. Were you able to just secure the remains of our fallen? Hi, Tara. Hi, One-Winged Angel. Yes, here you go. Like, I'm not calling that just yet. I have basically sworn to allow the auditions to go and for at least a week or two, let everyone get a chance. But I've also already started jotting down notes of who I'm going to accept for what and where, because some people have done some really good auditions already. Thank you, Timanash. As always, I'll put that towards Wasteland 3. Thank you. With the bodies given back to the earth, their souls will find a way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Amal'jaa? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. So there were Amal'jaa. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there's more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amal'jaa raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total's too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through the dry bone every day. And even if it were one of them, how would it be best discover who's implicit in these vanishings? It was me, Rax! I'm joking, I haven't touched anything there. Yes, we must wipe out the beast tribes! Utterly and completely! I am doing better, thank you for asking, Dakota. I'm still going to be a little snuffly and a little coughy and a little snuckly. I have been very slowly recovering this time around. This has been a really bad one. Which I anticipated after the migraine that forced me to stop streaming. Usually I just power through being sick, but... whew. Several people have asked if I have the coof. And it's possible, I have no idea, admittedly. This is actually part of why I didn't go to my family's yesterday. Pretty much as a just in case. So, hopefully, we all good. So, real quick, I didn't say hi to a couple people. Hi, Darth Tyron. Hi, Gravguard. Hi, Dakota. Hi, Mockingbirds. Enjoy the nap. Hi, Dream Whisperer. In answer to Narset's question, yeah, I know Mockingbirds. I've just never really had a good reason to have them, and honestly, even if I did, it's not like it would change anything. Oh no. I'm saying that wrong. It's obviously a concern, but like in total sincerity, if I had COVID right now, it doesn't change anything. Nothing about how I'm going to deal with that has altered, if that makes any sense. I already don't really interact with people, and I already don't go to my families if I'm sick in general. So, nothing's changed, right? Anyways. Let's say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves, and maybe among them we find the reason for these vanishings. God forbid it be so. There's a merchant by the name of Ungust who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by supplements, but I too take vitamins daily, yes. I also eat pretty healthily in general, since pretty much everything I eat is cooked. I actually got fixings to make another batch of chili, although I forgot the tomato juice. Can you believe that? And in case you're not aware, the tomato juice is kind of critical. Like, I sort of can't make the chili without the tomato juice, so... chili is going on hold. I'm gonna have to make do with other stuff. So... you remember this guy, right? Mr. Horror Man? I don't know what else to call him. Like, I refuse to call him what he actually is. So I'm just gonna take this spear and shove it right about there. Well, gods be damned, the other bloody adventurer threatened me back in Ul'dah. I didn't threaten you, buddy. No, I really didn't. I was educating you. If I turned to my guard and said, the next time he speaks, kill him, that would be a threat. See the difference? Yes, I'm aware that's a quote, if it's not obvious. Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours isn't important. Folks around here are as wary as they come. They'll turn tail if you and run if you so much pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're more timid than before, with all the disappearances. You can talk to them yourself if you won't believe me. Nice guy! Thanks for taking advantage of the fact that people are on edge by abusing their desire for work. You monster. Thank you, Nithrius. I do try. I fail, but I do try. I will put that towards Felseal Arbiter's Mark. It is a great quote. Although, in fairness, the way he says it is what really sells it. Please, just leave me be. Never! I have a giant spear that I still can't pronounce. You know what? Hang on, hang on. Nap. I'm ignoring chat. All your pronunciations are wrong and terrible. We need from the source. There it is. This is it. This is it. It's gonna happen. That's not the word. Why is this not... Okay, so I have a site I just hit for pronunciations, and apparently Naginata is not actually on that site. That's funny. Well, we're gonna call it a spear, because that's what it is. Moving on. It's a poker. This is my poker. I got nothing to say but this. Thal take who or whatever's been feeding off of us low folk. Nope, it's a poker! It's a poker! Oh. See? Poker. What do you want from me? I don't know anything. I swear, please don't kill me! I'll kill you if you don't tell me something! No? Where'd it go? Oh, whatever. I'm gonna act ignorant here. I guess I'm not acting ignorant. I've never heard of that series, Dakota, but I'm awesome that there's another book in the series that you like. I like how his name is Unjust, by the way. I know it's probably Ungust, but look at it. Just as I told you, the whole lot of them are terrified. There's been a lot of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply move up and move to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. Ah, gotcha. 440k. Yeah, let's call him Ugh. Unga Bunga. I like it. I like it. Welcome back. You want anything? I should have expected as much from Ugh. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergyman might know something. Okay, well, let's talk to the clergyman. Might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? It's a morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial. I trust none other than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquess. He tends the grave of the Lich Yard. The Lich Yard? Thank you, Spinobi. General Spinobi, as always. And I will put that towards the Homeworld block, which will never include Homeworld Mobile. Just saying, it's not happening. Yeah, I know, right? It's actually funny because the graveyard in Shovel Knight is also called the Lich Yard for the same reason. I mean, I'm still coughing and I'm still sneezing, but, you know, I am definitely doing better. Oh, man. You should have seen me Sunday. I was having trouble keeping my brain in one order. I am Marquess, yes. A body? Oh, of course. There's been so many delicious bodies of late. I don't know who this random peasant is. You can literally see the goggles, by the way. I don't know who this random peasant is. I wouldn't worry about it. I apologize, sir. If you would seek a place of burial, there's an empty grave atop the ridge. Take him and lay him to place there. Okay. So this is as good a time as any to discuss a negative to story. For ARR specifically. Now you're probably thinking, lore! I agree. And you're right, you do agree. But what was really troubling me, and I was actually processing this, actually Sunday, but I was really processing exactly where this was categorized as. Because the story just kind of meanders a lot in the portion we're in right now. The actual plot will pick up at a certain point in the MSQ, but right now the story's just kind of doing this. I was reminded of it when Bragwin mentioned how she actually quit the game at this point. And it's just like... Either way. There's just this meandering arc here. And I was debating what to call it, because it's not really padding in the strictest sense of the word. Pretty much everything that's happening is story relevant to some extent or another. I figured out what it is, though, at least what I presume it is. Now, I'm jotting this down as a potential for right now. We're going to judge it as we go. But I think it's actually pacing. It's not quite to the Kingdom Hearts level, but it's actually very similar. That's what kind of framed this in my mind. Is it does a little bit of the Kingdom Hearts thing, where it's just kind of like... Oh, right! Okay, yeah, so we're going to put a question mark by that, and we'll debate that as we go through this arc here. Yeah, exactly, Rex. Like, it's not like... That's why I was hesitant to call this padding. Padding means empty storytelling. Padding means nothing, right? Padding is just wasted air. Pacing is when the construction and the beats are off. Anyways, so, we lay to rest. And then we bury it under some rocks. Yeah, that'll take the coyotes about 3 seconds to get to. Yes, that's a borrowed joke. No, I don't care. Whoop, yip, whoop. I mean, yeah, we're probably going to have some pacing negatives for every expansion. It's kind of the nature of the game. They have a tendency to really stretch out story in weird ways, too. I don't know. We'll discuss it as we go. May they all walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She's been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You'll find Sister Orson within the church walls. Yeah, sure thing, buddy. Why wouldn't they be kind to you? I mean... I'm not going to make the joke. In we go. I hear you have done us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when you see him. You seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants. It is true I am closer to the people than any of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal, I am the medium through which they do so. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquess would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems now to prefer the company of the dead over the living. Well, considering... While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man named Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marquess, and soon. Thancred was here, huh? That makes sense. This is his territory. Also, I should probably preface people by mentioning that you're going to have a really hard time convincing me to not give a negative to the feast cutscenes. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I don't want to spoil things in advance. I just figured if anybody wants to start preparing defenses for the feast cutscene, you might as well get that going early. Thank you, Jesse Ward, as always. And I will put that down for White Knight Chronicles. Thank you, Lore. A burial's no easy thing. Even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Lore? Hi, Thancred. Yeah, we need to do the feast at some point if we can, and if we can't, then oh well, but we'll figure that out at some point. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I, too, spoke with Ugg more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to his notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance. Abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good sister Orson herself? Orson, she wouldn't, she couldn't! Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marquess, I'd swear I've seen that face before. Ah! I have seen those goggles before, but the beard situation, I don't know, it doesn't seem familiar. Sister Orson, it can't be, though she is wont to travel the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it's not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it couldn't be her. Could it? I grow wary of suspicions. I know there's one child in particular she's fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Lore. See if you cannot glean something from him about Orson's activities. Why me? Just gonna go over everything here. Hey, it's an uncombed urchin. Please help! Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. The other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it, but what if the monsters hurt her? Please find her. I will kill everything to save her, including her. Stab, stab, stab. What's my favorite mount in this game? Well, Spinobi, I'll give you one guess. Damn it, I keep forgetting to jump. How did you know, Gigapudding? You're the one from the church. Oh, thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It's a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Right. And then you'll kill him. But not if I kill you first. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. God's forfeit. I'll secure a room at the inn should she require rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, risking her own well-being in the doing, certainly not the dastardly deeds that Thancred would have us believe. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on to the matter at hand. Killing Jordan for no reason. And then drinking the blood. Have you seen the Warhammer 3 Ogre cutscene? That's me right now. That's me. Except just for blood, not for, flesh. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he'll be waiting for the Amal'jaa encampment to the southeast. I pray you two are able to uncover some evidence. Just something, anything. Healer. Alright, while we're traveling, we actually do have the QA bot up here. Ooh. If I had to live in this setting, what would be my race, class, and where do I want to live? Okay, so I'm going to admit an ignorance thing. Do any of the races in this setting have like a really long lifespan other than you-know-whats? Like, the Draenei live tens of thousands of years. Is there something like that? Ah, there you are, Lord. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about the Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amal'jaa caught my eye. That's it? A sentry? I tracked them as far as this encampment, but... well, let's just say I would prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you. Could you go inside? You know, I like how you're flat out telling me you're just gonna stand here while I go into danger, Thancred. I know. You're a rogue. It's just... really, dude? Alright, whatever. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't want to be a Vieira, though. I guess I'll live with being an Elizon. Okay, so I'll be an Elizon. Excuse me. So that'll be my race. My class, well, obviously some kind of tank. But if I had to be a tank in lore, well, we've got someone who is always in lore at risk.